happiness. Turn the chat off, and in we go. Oh, look at this. Look at this for a map. I've not seen this one in a long time. Looks like these guys are playing Niderano. Yeah, Duck versus Alive. And the game is going to be played on Salt Marsh with mirror civs, I'm guessing. They're playing as the mines. We need to open bets. So, you know what, I'll do it. Because Jaspy is so bad at his job. Jaspy, bet open. Option A is going to be for Alive, fantastic player. Option B is for Duck, another fantastic player. And the bets are now open. So there you go. Over to the south of the map then, in the blue, Duck, the Chinese player. He's playing as the Mayans down here. And up to the north of the map, in the hot pink, we have Alive, KGB, playing as the Mayans as well. So Mayan War, which is, I don't know if they want mirror civs, but if they did, then that's fair enough. If they chose Mayans, then shame on them. Not quite. It's fine. I mean, Mayans to be honest with you, I'm more excited about the map here, because you just don't see Salt Marsh too often. But I tell you what, a fantastic civ, I think. Not necessarily a fantastic civ. I mean, the Saracens are good, but I was going to say, if this was a Saracen mirror, I think we might just be, ready for the best game in the world. But, mines, that's all well and good. I'm just trying to console myself, because I don't really like watching mines, but it'll be fine, because it's Salt Marsh, a map that is so rarely played because of how imbalanced and how unfair it usually is. Now, Salt Marsh is, as you can see, an absolute mess of a map. There's shallows all over the place, or marsh, as I should say. There's like a lake on this right side. Oftentimes, the lake is accessible by one player and not by the other. Oftentimes, one player has shallows all over his base, while the other does not. But this time, we'll take a look in depth at the map and see what's going on. Mix triple XD, mix XXXD, whatever, man. How does I have that color? What color? The pink here? This is the pink pony patch by Cision, making the purple player look more pink, more awesome. Each percentage point more pink, 100 percentage points more awesome. But yeah, Alive here on the north then. Let's have a look at his map, see what's going on. At the moment, it looks like it's fairly even-ish on maps, I'd say. In fact, I think Alive's kind of got a shorter end of the stick, because he's got a forward wood, which is always a little awkward. And given the fact that this here is shallows, it's going to make it kind of awkward to wall, but he might just wall up here towards his TC and across the back, keeping that gold nice and safe, since this wood line extends all the way to the back as well. On the right side, he's got a wood line. This is a little awkward, but again, if he walls out here, might be tempted. They might just not wall at all. I don't know, but it looks to me like I might have a slightly worse map because of these things. Obviously, Duck here at the back has a nice gold. He's got a pretty open front to his base. It's going to make it really, actually, I think it's going to be harder for Duck to wall, in fact. Because in order for Duck to wall this, he's got to kind of dodge the shallows, because as you know, you can't build on shallows. He's got to dodge the shallows. The wood across the front is like non-existent. So in a sense, it's going to be easier for Alive to wall, but downside to that is the front wood and gold. Other than that, I think it's probably about even, really. Duck at the back building his dock now. Alive building his dock already. I mean, I'm just looking at how does this villager get here? He's got it all the way around. I mean, that's some dedication to water right there, but absolutely fantastic foresight by Mr. Alive. If we have a look at Alive's scouting, obviously you'll see he's scouted this really well, and it's a good job he has, because if he docked here, there would be no fish. There'd be like one or two shore fish, which is absolute ass. So instead, he's got it all the way around. It's worth it. And then he's gonna build the dock here on the right side, and he's gonna find himself the big fish in the deep blue sea. But he could have just come over this way and built it there, so going the long way around, but it doesn't really matter. What's Duck laughing at? Oh dear, Ducky Duck Duck Ducky. Ducky Duck Quack is stealing this javelina right here. Oh dear, and he's laughing because he's took it right from the back of Alive's base. What a lamer. What a lamer indeed. Alive, his Eagle Warrior on the prowl, looking for a boar to steal back, but Duck has already taken his first boar, the second is almost done, and by the time this one makes it back, it will be done. I can only hope, for Alive's sake, that this Eagle Warrior gets destroyed by the Javelina, but I don't think it's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, a boar steal quite early on, but from doing it at the back of the map, I'm not surprised Duck's laughing. He's just taunting Alive right there, and Alive is in an awkward position now, because he doesn't have much food left. He's got like, what, a turkey and a half? That's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. I mean, geez, he's gonna be really hard pressed. He has got a big berry patch. Obviously, that's kind of a feature, or I don't even know if you'd call that a feature. Berries are pretty crap, but hey, it's still some free food. So there is a bigger berry patch on this map, but look at where his deer are. I don't see them. They're all the way over here on the left side. It might be risky now to take that, since he's a long way away from it, and Duck might be in with some pretty fast aggression. He's going up to the feudal age. No, I'd love to see Duck do, since he's got a third boar and he's already taken deer and he's got so much food here. I think Duck should do a barracks. He should do man-at-arms and just go forwards and get aggressive onto Alive. Alive has done a second dock now. So 1 dock, 2 dock for Alive. It doesn't quite have the wood though to keep making fishing ships. He's sent all of his villagers out to take wood, but it's gonna be a long while at this rate before he manages to. Oh dear, I need to do bet close because I should have done that earlier. God damn. I wish I'd done that earlier. Bet closes then, and 7,000 florins bet. Oh man, options. I bet Duck is like the clear favorite now. Let's see. How do I see the options here? Is it bet options? I can't remember. There we go. So, oh dear, look at that. I closed the bets a little bit late. Alive now has 1,800 florins bet on him, and Duck has 5,200. So obviously Duck is the clear favourite to win. I wonder why. Is it perhaps because he's got 3 boar instead of 1? Going forwards then, I think this is the right thing to do. And he's kind of scouting around this left side. I think he's going to throw up some, maybe, is he taking gold? He's not taking gold, he's taking a lot of wood. He's obviously going to try and do a couple of galleys out on the water here. But I'm happy he's going forwards because I'd love to see him do a barracks and man-at-arms onto this gold or something. Maybe throw up a tower behind this wood line, and Alive is basically screwed. I don't know what Alive's going to do in this situation. He's going to be hard-pressed to survive on the water in a moment, because a Duck should be doing a galley. Fortunately, I guess for Alive, he's not. That's something that Duck should be doing. Duck should also be probably taking a little bit of gold here. But he is coming forwards, and there is that tower on the wood as well. Alive is scouting now with his eagle, or he was scouting. I don't know where this eagle's going. He's kind of getting confused by this lumber camp, but this strange building here that just can't quite make sense of it. Just kind of can't figure his way around. He's going to see the watchtower. There's nothing he can do. There's nothing he can do to stop this watchtower until he reaches the feudal age. Edat Feudal. But he's not going to reach the feudal age in time. He's going to get in there with his eagle warrior, but Duck with a quick wall. And when someone does a quick wall, you have to say the words quick wall really quick to emphasize how quick the quick wall is. So it's not Duck doing a quick wall, it's Duck doing a quick wall, and he's going to throw that watchtower up on the wood line there, which is going to disrupt Alive's wood gathering, so to delete the lumber camp, move it somewhere else, and Alive's off to a horrible start. But amazingly, somehow Alive has the score lead. Wonder how. It's probably because he's got this big fish sort of boom. He's got, what, 5, 6, 7, 8 fishing ships on the water, and that is obviously... yeah, it's a lot. Duck's doing nothing to stop it. He could squeeze out a single galley, but he's not doing that. He's not doing that. I don't understand it, because it would be so valuable to him with that faster time. Now, Alive up to feudal, the first thing he's going to do is throw up that watchtower there and get the gold secure, because if that watchtower doesn't come up and Duck continues to push in here, then obviously this gold is going to be under pressure, pushing down on him. It's going to be real tough for Alive. And Hannah's just like looking at me like, oh my god, what are you? What kind of monster am I dating? What kind of monster am I gonna eventually marry? Because he's, you know, just under pressure. I'm gonna stop there. So, Alive right now, obviously, you know, taking way loads of berries. He's obviously struggling to get the food, or so I thought. Look at this, he's got 800 food nearly. He's got almost enough gold to fast castle this one. And Alive, I don't know, if he can defend from this aggression, he might just be able to make it up to the castle age safely and push out from there. Ballsy, but perhaps worth the risk. High risk, high reward if he can make this work. Now, obviously for Alive now, once he does... oh, goodness me. We're not actually engaged yet. Oh, man. What was I going to say? I'm getting like so distracted because I'm talking too much rubbish this game. It's not always like this. It's not always this way. Alive, where are your buildings? He's not going to blacksmith. He doesn't have a market yet. I think he's forgotten the very important buildings that he needs to fast castle. And I'm assuming he wants to fast castle here. It makes sense to do it, to be honest with you, because once he gets up, he can go for a siege workshop. And like I said earlier at the start of this game, he has got a pretty easy and comfortable wall, but where are the buildings? They're not there. Where's the barracks? It doesn't exist. What's he doing at the dock? He's making galleys. And that is a good idea. He's going to remove the fishing advantage from Duck. And at the back, he's doing his blacksmith. He can now place down his market. And Alive still struggling to keep those villagers alive. They are very much dead. And as Jaden quite rightly says, Clayman is a mod now, yeah. Someone asking earlier, I just totally forgot about this. Clayman is now a mod. Because I felt bad about him. I have a bad feeling about Clayman, so I'm gonna mod him. Just like I don't know if you guys have heard. I don't know if this is in the news, but England, right? England has this list of most dangerous countries to the national security of the United Kingdom, right? So we've got this list of the most dangerous countries to us, the biggest threats to our country, and 22 of those countries we sell weapons to. You couldn't write that. It makes no sense. I mean, what is that? I can't believe, it's so ridiculous, man. It's not even funny. Anyway, we should really focus on the game. I'm not doing a very good job of this one. Alive's towering up this right side. He's bringing in the counter towers. Duck is going to be able to get this tower up first because his army here is firing over the wall, preventing these villagers from building the watchtower, which is pretty awkward. Alive, though, is on the way up to the castle age. He made it, hooray! And he has got the water control. So, with all that said and done, has Duck's forward paid off? Has it worked out? No. He's really barely got an advantage at this stage. His aggression here, it's not really been all that. And with Alive now having a good fish boom and a fish fishing on the water, Duck's forward here looks like it's Imperial. It's about to get cleaned up. In my opinion, Alive should just immediately, once he gets to the castle age, throw up a siege workshop, make maybe a ramp, probably a mangonel, and just bring these towers down. There are 3 towers, but it's not too bad. He could deal with that, I think. Oh, fade to Bolivia. You've got that right. You've got that right. Duck obviously going to make this difficult for Alive by trying to build around these towers, but honestly, Alive's done a really good job to keep this game alive and keep himself in it for the time being. Duck now. Surely Duck will be close to the castle age. Well, he's lost his fishing ships, so that's a little bit of food income disappearing down the drain. He is, however, doing wheelbarrow now, and he should be up to castle soon, but Alive's made it. He's there, and he's all in one piece for now. Now, the KD is obviously, actually not obviously, I was going to say it's obviously in Duck's favor. In all this time, in 20 minutes, Duck has only killed 2 units. Alive has killed 7. He's killed 4 on the water and 3 on the land, which is very impressive. And Alive now, Eagle Warrior coming out. His Siege Workshop is up. There's that mangonel. Dat mangonel, man. And Duck here going to lose this watchtower on the front as well. Double barracks, in fact, double Eagle Warrior production. I think I'm in love. Alive, just doing some very, very unusual things, but, you know, it makes sense. The Eagle Warriors here, obviously going to be very strong against the few skirmishes that Duck has made, and what does Duck have inside of these 2 archery ranges? Well, it looks more dangerous than it really is. There's 2 archers here, there's 5 archers here, and two more here. Duck doesn't really have that much of a large army, and with Eagle Warriors and Mangonels, these Eagles, by the way, to +2 defense, he is ready to push out. And you guys who bailed on Alive, I'm displeased with you. Shame on you. You saw Alive getting his boar stolen. You thought, you know what? Bets are still open. I'm gonna just sneakily change my bet. A sneaky, cheeky bet change. And Alive is on the Wallow comeback right now, if you could call it that. This tower here gonna go down on the front, it seems. And, well, Duck Popcap's Castle Age is on the way, but he is slow to get up, and Alive's gone ahead and counter-attacking this, and Duck, as I said right at the start of this game, is going to have a nightmarish time walling this up. He's not up to the Castle Age, so he can't build any extra town centers to create a safe haven for his villagers. So instead he's running away, and so far no villagers going down, but Alive is going to be swarming this TC like flies to a shit, and Eagle Warrior is going to be coming in and just killing the villagers all over the place. Oh man! The Mangonels here on the front, taking some big casualties from Duck. 3 man goes out, and even if Duck gets castle here, builds a siege workshop, and counters them, he's gonna have a very uphill battle to catch up in Mangonel count in this situation. Oh, I like that one, Fellstorm even. Mangonel shot, duck for cover, or you might not come out alive. Oh, this guy's a pun genius. I love it. That's fantastic. Alive, though, in this gold line here. And what is Duck doing? He's like, have my villagers. They are a sacrifice to the great Mayan gods. And he's, oh, geez, 3 down. He's brought some archers back home. And, well, these eagles have already, these eagles have already done the damage, and they're gonna run away. By the way, if you're wondering why the game's a little bit jittery and laggy here and there, it's probably because these guys are on the opposite sides of the world to each other and diagonal a bit, so there's probably quite a bit of latency between them, but it's not like it's unplayable for either of them. Anyway, Alive on the front, cleaning this out completely, archery range going down, the towers are all gone, and this archery range is mining camp, it's all gone, it's all over now for Duck, and JC gonna come up on the front for Alive here. He's just taking his sweet time getting that up, no real rush for him. But on the water, Duck has a cunning plan. Fire ship coming out, a sneaky dock on the right side, 2 fires, and he knows. I mean, thing is, he knows that he's lost the water ages ago. He knows that Alive's gonna have this nice fish boom. Fire ship's coming in. And they're going to get a few kills quite easily. Alive does not have War Galley, and he's found the docks, though, but he doesn't know where these fires are. Duck, though, seemingly not finding the fishing ships either. Raiding coming in all over the place for Alive, though, but Duck is not giving it up just yet. Alive, 1,000 scorely, but Duck with that second TC, trying to keep it real, keep it in there, and with 3 extra villagers at the moment, he does have the potential to stay in this game and still make it to victory. But after losing this forward, it is quite a big loss. You've got to bear in mind that that's a lot of resources there invested that are now gone, wasted. All that wood that he spent on those archery ranges, useless to him. And Duck really needs to get himself crossbow in this situation, ideally. He looks like he has no archery range, though, so crossbow is not going to be on the agenda anytime soon. In fact, I don't think Duck has a single military building left as soon as his barracks goes down, excluding the docks. So he's really in no position here to be making more military. But, oh, wait, I lie. He's got a siege workshop. But in this situation, think about this. Is a siege workshop the right thing to do? Not really. I don't think that's the right thing to do at all, Mr. Duck, because you're dealing with Eagle Warriors Eagle Warriors are going to be able to take down your mangonels easily, and although Alive has 3 mangonels, which might justify making a siege workshop to counter the mangonels with mangonels, there's too many eagles out here for him to be able to do that, I feel. He might get lucky, he needs some luck now. Duck needs some luck. That TC coming up on the left side. Alive taking a lot of stone. Duck is also taking a little bit of stone. It looks like both of these guys are in a race to get a castle up. It's like the space race, but of the castle ages. First to get a castle up. I think Alive, even though he's got less stone right now, I think he's got more stone income, so he might be able to actually get it a little faster. We'll see. But in comes Alive now, and there's a lot of eagles there. It's unusual to see this many eagle warriors, to be honest with you, in a game like this. The mangonels, big damage coming in. And Duck has only 2 mangonels to counter this with. Maybe if Alive is not paying enough attention, he could get a 2v1, but Alive is paying attention, and he moves them out of the way just in time. 2 mangonels onto 2, but with Alive having +2 defense on these eagles, and Duck here kind of, just lacking a lot of everything. Alive is going to come in, kill the mangonel, clean up the army, and this TC is probably his at this point. He can go ahead and continue to raid if he likes as well. But hey, look at that. Duck has retaken the water, and I saw some movement on the water there. I was kind of more focused on the land. I probably should have checked this sooner, but the water is won by Duck once again. So Duck now can go ahead and add some boats. He's going to dock here. What's he going to do? Dock? Of course. He's going to build some fishing ships. 3, 4 big fish in here that he can take. Regain that fish advantage. And he's really closed the gap in the scores. So it's really not over for Duck until he says so. He's going to try and get that castle up now. So he did manage to get enough stone faster than Alive. And I guess that he did have more stone collection going on. And that castle could save his ass a little bit. And whoa, up on the front, Duck taking down 2 more mangonels. And although he will probably lose this final one as well, he will keep his TC alive. He's keeping the dream alive. This TC is the dream for Duck. And he will lose that mangonel. But for now, Duck is still in it. And what a great comeback from Alive so far. And now, once again, I guess another semi-comeback from Duck as he really closes in on the scores. There's about 400 points different here. And Duck is building that castle, and we know what comes next. After the castle is up, the plumed archers come out, and they will be finding villagers all over the place to kill. And also the Eagle Warriors are not going to be so effective now. The Plumed Archers, as we know, Duck already does have +2 attack and range, so the Plumed Archers, a natural attack bonus against Eagles, and also Bodkin Arrow ready and waiting. So he's going to go ahead and make some plumes, I guess, and try and defend some more. Alive with his ram coming in. I don't know what he's going to do with that. Maybe he'll try and take down the siege workshop. He might even succeed. But that's a minor victory for him at this stage of the game. The lag is real, though. It's really real. This game's probably running, like I say, pretty slow because of the distance between the 2 players. Go mighty Duck, says Diffaloppy. Diffaloppy. I like that name. It's a good one. So Plume's coming out then, and look at that. Would you look at that? Just 100 points different already. It's so good that Duck is being able to come back like this. He's fishing away on the water here, and I think he's about to take the score lead, in fact, in just a moment, as he starts pumping out the plumies. There's 60 points in it now. It's so close. Ducky duck duck. He's got this, surely. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Alive here, going to be closer to the Imperial Age by a little way, since he's done a little bit less of a boom. Bear in mind, at this stage, Alive somehow still has more villagers, even though Duck has a... Actually, no, I lied. Sorry. I really haven't been focusing that well this game. Alive does have 3 TCs, so my bad. I thought Duck had 4 for some reason. Either way, Duck squeezing out a mangonel last second. He's able to bring down this ram, and the castle is up on the front for Alive. But Alive now up to the Imperial Age, and that is dangerous for Duck, because once the Imperial Age comes in, Alive is going to be pumping out those trebs, and once the trebs are popping, the castles are dropping for Duck here. that's a problem. I mean, Duck, like I said earlier, he is wide open on the front of the map. He's got no easy wall off from this, and it doesn't matter if the Mayans have got cheap walls. If you have to build 150 wall pieces to wall your base and then still have gaps in it because there's shallows all over the place, it's not going to happen. So Alive, with his castle on the front, it's an aggressive castle. It's a suggestive castle. It's like, oh yeah, gonna put that castle in the front there, and he's gonna go ahead and build a Treb as soon as he gets up to the Imperial Age, which means that since Duck cannot defend this, TC is first in line to go down, and then Alive will take down the castle. And in the Mayan War, it's so paramount that you manage to get those plumed archers out. You have to limit the number of castles, or prevent your opponent from getting too many castles up. So Duck, another castle coming up on the front. This is going to delay Alive. It's certainly going to delay him. But Alive with this advantage now and taking quite a bit more stone. I find it mad, though, that both of these guys only have 67 villagers at this stage of the game. They're really short in villages, in fact. And looking at Alive's TCs, he is still queuing them. So I'm not really sure what's going on there, but you know, these guys should have more villagers than that, and you know, these guys are 2K1, so perhaps that's why I'm a little bit used to watching this higher rated games. But you know, that is a good castle for Duck there, because that has disrupted the stone of Alive quite clearly, and Alive's now going to take the gold instead. But no stone means no castles, and he has still got stone back here, so it's not the end of the world, but it's going to delay things a little bit. He'd have liked to get that second castle up sooner rather than later. A little bit of a counter-attack from Duck coming in, and he's going to find a few villagers, of course, and once again, they hit this stone. I think that's a good place to focus on. If you can prevent stone villagers, that is going to be to his advantage all day, every day. So Imperial Age, Trebuchet on the way out. I didn't expect anything less. And Alive now, going to be doing those upgrades. Plate mail armor, interestingly enough. So he's actually going to go ahead and do Elite Eagle Warriors. And, you know, in this situation, it does kind of make sense, because, you know, Elite Eagle Warriors are the kings of raiding in Mayan Wars. In Meso Wars, more to the point, they are very good raiding units, and they have a lot of pierce armor. They're quick to build. They can raid. They get all in there. So I think that's worthwhile for Alive to do that. And because Duck is slower to the Imperial Age here, he's not got to worry too much about massing plumes just yet. Inevitably, it's probably going to come down to plumed archers at the end of the game, if we get that far. But this castle now is going to be fired upon by this Treb, and Alive's got another one on the way, as well as the second castle as well. So as long as he draws level with Duck in the castle count, he's all good. But wow, look at this. Duck here, he's making a lot of plumes. He's got plumes all over Alive at the moment. So, some going into the heart of his economy here. There's some denying some stone on his left side. He's not stopped plumed archer production, and that's something I've noticed about him all game. He has made a lot of units this game, and Duck currently has 30 military versus Alive's 18. But what really matters here is that Alive has the Trebs, and whilst Duck is still making plumes, he's still trying to make military, he's not going up to the Imperial Age, and that is the big one here, because he can't defend these castles right now. Doesn't matter how many plumed archers he's got, they can't realistically take these down, and Duck, FDP in the chat, because we all know what that means in Portuguese, and calling GG. He knows it's over at the point where, you know, he can't defend these castles. He's wide open to this aggression. I noticed he's doing a battering rams on this right side, but with Eagle Warriors out, I don't think the battering rams would have worked out too well either. And Alive are gonna get the victory. He kept the dream alive, and he brought this one right back. Even at the end, with Duck having a huge number of fishing ships on the water, it was like, you know, that Imperial Age upgrade, it was like elusive to him. He just couldn't seem to reach it, and I do like his attempt at getting very aggressive and trying to hit Alive's economy, but Alive was very well spread out, and I don't think those plumed archers really did anywhere near as much damage as they should. At the end of that game there, Alive had killed 54 units and Duck had killed 47, so quite a very close KD in fact, but ultimately it came down to the Imperial Age. It came down to these Trebs right here, and it came down to the lack of defense and the aggression that Alive had. So GG, and what an enjoyable game. You don't see Salt Marsh too often. You could argue that it's an unfair map. Oh, Alive had a better map, that's why he won. You could argue that, but map is only one part of it, I suppose. you know, you can get horrific maps. If you guys cast your mind back to the last stream that I did, Hera versus Yo, when Yo's map was absolutely horrible. Hera, very easy win for him when he reached 2k4, but this isn't like a totally unbalanced map. It's not like a horrendously unfair map, and I think Alive just outplayed Duck. Simple as that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. I know I did, and